We have to get the obvious out of the way first. Yes, ACDC are still making music.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the ACDC record, Power Up. This is the 17th studio album, 16th internationally released, but who's keeping count, right? Not me, Wikipedia helped me with those stats. Something that doesn't need a wiki search though is the band itself. ACDC, the iconic, historic, revered, and significant hard rock band from Australia, mate. For those following the group somewhat closely over the past few years, they'll know it's been a tumultuous ride. Power Up is a notable tribute to former rhythm guitarist Malcolm Young, who sadly passed away in 2017 and has been noticeably absent from their album lineup since before Rock or Bust in 2014, the group's previous full length. Much like on Rock or Bust, however, Malcolm is still credited with the songwriting on Power Up, while respectfully his nephew Stevie has continued to carry the torch for the Young family playing rhythm guitar. Another storyline to this tribute album, it's interesting to note the parallels between 1980s Back in Black and this year's ACDC release. After only a mere 5 months following former lead singer Bon Scott's death, ACDC powered through in 1980 and released one of the biggest selling albums of all time. Although this new album, Power Up, will inevitably fall short and not reach the same peak of commercial success, I can pretty much all but guarantee that. Regardless, this is again another mark of defiance in the band's discography and this display of courage in the face of adversity. In 2020, not much can really be asked of ACDC, but Power Up is unapologetically and aggressively throwing it in our faces to say, hey, ACDC, they can come back from just about anything. Now, while many people will likely see the new record as just another pure uncut rock project like, God, Green Day's father of all, ACDC, I think they do us a solid here and actually get it done right, get it done properly. Granted, if you've never appreciated ACDC in the past, I don't see you coming around on this album either. A lot of the same criticisms 40 years ago hold up today because, let's face it, the band hasn't evolved. They're still hitting us with root notes on the bass, power chords on leads, and strong backbeats. However, don't let that deter you if you are a longtime fan. Power Up may be a formulaic, monotonous, slurpy mess, but at least ACDC are sticking to their guns. And that's exactly what they did for the lead single, Shot in the Dark. This is a blast from the past, as most songs are for them. That classic setup with the pulsing bass, the shouted call and response vocals, and a very predictable A-B song structure. Nonetheless, the ACDC DNA is all over this thing, and if a formula works for a reason, I'm not a mathematician, but ACDC's formula is as consistent as it gets while still sounding fresh. Sounding fresh, that is the very case on the opening track, Realize, which is decorated with short bursts of rhythm guitar riffs, smashing cymbals, and hi-hats all over. It's a loudness war type of song, but what it packs in its punch I thoroughly enjoy, and the tune no doubt makes up for that shortcoming as well. Moving on to the track Rejection, this is an exercise of lowbrow cock rock, but again, I don't know, something in the way that Brian Johnson carries the melodies on this one, it's not that bad. Like, yes, it's standard, yes, the guitar riff is stagnant throughout the track, but I just eat it up, okay? I eat it up. Keeping a foot on the gas pedal through the mists of time is more of the same as to what Rejection was. Simple and repetitive chords in the verses. I thought for a second the track was going to switch things up and entertain a different rhythm based on the start, but what it progresses into is still a liberating and unshakable chorus, as steady as it comes at 4/4 time. Potentially giving us a breather, Kick You When You're Down is a change of pace on this record sonically, maybe a break from the assault of loudness on the listener's ears. This composition is floor tom heavy, it's matched with guitar lines that my dad would be so proud to play. He's a dad rock enthusiast after all. And actually, there's a song on here that even I would enjoy playing, I think. No Man's Land is the tune it comes on. Bright and sharp guitar chords on here. The interlude and second verses riffs are incredibly bare bones and easy enough that I could play along. For reference, I'm not an advanced guitar player, so I need all the help I can get. Of course, not everything is all roses on Power Up, Witch's Spell. I originally hated this song. I'm starting to come around on the seething and the intense Brian Johnson vocals here. Along with Witch's Spell, I think Money Shot could scare off some listeners too. The animated vocals, God, are hideous at points. It's hard to defend them. Even with better vocals, some of the songwriting isn't all there on the project either. Wild Reputation is a nondescript vanilla example of that. Just bland as hell. I couldn't tell if this was ACDC or just your average local rock band playing for tips at a bar. That was also the case for the song Demon Fire, which came out of the gates as a derivative ZZ Top song. Thankfully, it recovers for a high-octane fury of a chorus. The chanted vocals are heavily reminiscent of Fire Your Guns by ACDC, of course. And then skipping ahead to the end of the record, it does end on a strong note with Code Red. The guitar riffs walk up and down some sort of scale. The production has also never sounded this crisp while still being assertive and distorted. With that, I think we owe thanks to Brendan O'Brien, who refreshes the production. No bells and whistles, of course. This is straight rock. ACDC are one of the last bands on earth that would ever be caught using 808s or trap beats. And as for most things, they just never changed. The macho screams of Brian Johnson will keep on trucking on. Now, I don't know the extent to which the production is aiding in the aging process. I just know I like the overwhelming majority of songs here. Power Up, after all, is hard, heavy, and fun. It's another revitalized album from a band that is shockingly still together and outperforming their long-standing competitors. In the same year, with releases from Pearl Jam, Deep Purple, Kansas, and Bob Dylan, ACDC has not only proved to have aged better than those artists while simultaneously enduring a loss of a band member, but they're competing for some of the best rock music I've heard from modern bands of today. So hats off to ACDC. I am thankful to be hearing new music from them in 2020. It's a testament to their resilience, but also their craft of writing and executing another solid rock album. Their 17th of the same damn thing, obviously. I'm feeling a strong 7 to actually a light 8 on this record. I'm officially a boomer, and I'm embracing it. I guess I have to. It feels good. There you have it. There's the album review for today. Now make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Tell me what you think of this music. Tell me I'm a boomer. I wouldn't mind, if you agree or disagree. I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that. As always, thanks for watching, and have a rockin' day.